What's going on, everybody? Leo Estona here from Busan, South Korea, talking about gaming news. In this case, the Nintendo Switch 2. You may have a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions. Let's talk about it because, not many things are clear from this strange Nintendo Switch 2 trailer released by Nintendo, which is kind of unfortunate, by the way, that it was released because of pressure of the leaks. Before going out, because I know you have a lot of questions, I hope my opinions and thoughts will provide to you like a better guidance of whether or not this will be the console for you, because, let's face it, it looks kind of similar to the Nintendo Switch 1. It's unfortunate. I know Nintendo is pretty much unhappy, definitely unhappy that they release a lot of information, because it may be confusing, If you just see like the photo, it kind of looks like a made-up console from a fan-made, Is this a fan-made console or not? Is this maybe a PS5 Pro type of thing or a Nintendo Switch OLED type of thing? Who knows? So I'm pretty sure they were like preparing a whole Nintendo Direct presentation, like trying to explain to the audiences what is this all about. And I have questions. But let's talk about the positive things first. And the first one is actually they are getting rid of those track rails of the Joy-Cons, and instead they are using the magnetic type of connectivity, which it may have like a funky type of name of Nintendo. And funny thing, which actually I was remembered by Kit and Krista from former Nintendo Minute, that this design was actually called on one of their Nintendo Mania videos. Like one of the designers was actually talking about using magnetic technology to attach the controllers to the Nintendo Switch 1, which it didn't work. They eventually decided to do the track rails. This is a good sign that Nintendo is still Nintendo, doing like trying to push forward on their ideas until it's the right time. They have the proper technology to do so. 2025, you can easily pull that off. I may be mistaken, but I think the Legion Go has a similar type of thing as well. And design-wise, screen looks bigger. The controllers are definitely bigger. They don't look like two Twinkies, they look like actually controllers that separately can hold like two hands comfortably, and they have like two more buttons as well. I wonder what they're about to. And also there's like one specific like pointer lasers type of thing, which is whether or not the infrared, maybe they're going to open possibilities of using the controllers as mouse. That's about to see, but it will be phenomenal, because could you imagine like having like a lot of PC games on the console, considering that nowadays there's a lot of competitivity with the PC handheld like market share. There's Steam Deck, there's Legion Go, there's Asus ROG Ally. They seen that. Like there's a lot of people that may or may not think that, oh yeah, this Nintendo is their own competitive. No, hell no. They know they are competing with the time span attention of everybody, because nowadays not many people has the same amount of time that we used to have when we were children. Of course, this is a children's console. That's their main target, but of course they're thinking about adults that may or may not purchase $60 or $70 games. And also that's another thing, like how much is this like Mario Kart 9 is going to cost? By the way, we don't know if this is like officially Mario Kart 9, but it's kind of clear like that it looks completely different from Mario Kart 8. Have you seen Donkey Kong like redesign? It looks awful, but awfully lovely, in a sense. And there are like 24 like cards in there. Remember that when they released Tears of the Kingdom, that was a $70 game, and they actually openly talk about like some games may or may not be on the same price. What's their pitch? What's their peak? Like what's their limit? Is Mario Kart 9 going to be $70 probably 100% sure it's going to be that, because they know that's a hotcake seller. Speaking of, if you've seen like that image specifically where they show like the two cartridges, that tells you pretty much that it's going to be compatible with the third cartridge. But what about the size? I know that those Nintendo Switch 1 cartridges are like 32 gigs, but that is not enough for today's video games. Like Baldur's Gate 3 is 150 gigs, Cyberpunk is about 100, Call of Duty games are 150. I mean, come on, it's not enough. So I wonder if like whether or not Nintendo is going to double the size, which it's not even enough. 64 gigs is not that much, or they let the companies to decide like it's going to use the same size and they're going to like expand depending of the version of the game. You know, some companies don't even matter because like, I mean, do you remember like those games that have like a third portion of the collection in a cartridge and the rest is a download code? It doesn't make sense at all. And let's give it a plus to Nintendo, because it's pretty much the only game company that is supporting physical media 100%. I mean, Xbox completely ditched their physical media division. They no longer produce like physical copies at their Microsoft branch. They nowadays they hire a different like company. Sony is the same. Like they still do like remaster versions where the final disc is in there, but I mean digital like the collectible versions, they have like a digital code, and they're even pushing more towards the cloud gaming with the PlayStation Portal and so on. So, I mean, do not take that for granted, because from now on, like pretty much Nintendo is going to be the only console where you're going to have ownership of your games. Other than, I mean, in the physical realm, digitally, that's a whole different horrible issue where maybe only good old games or GOG on PC is solving right now. But I mean, yeah, kudos to them. Also, really push forward into the marketing and to let understand people that this is going to be a sequel, a definitive sequel to the Nintendo Switch 1, you know, because there may be confusions. But it also kind of helps that they decided to keep with the Nintendo Switch 2 run, you know, because it's like that comparing it to the Nintendo Wii U, where nobody knew whether or not that was an expansion of the Wii or a new console. Nintendo Switch 2 makes sense. It kind of reminds me the shift from the NES to the Super NES, you know, or Super Famicom if you live in Japan. I know that Nvidia is collaborating with Nintendo and providing them the GPU, and I mean, suffice to say, they already having an advantage comparing it to the other PC handhelds, because most of these handhelds are using like AMD GPU, excepting for MSI, I think, and they can easily do a lot of great things with DLSS, and currently Nvidia is kinda looking to have a great image in investors, considering they are pushing a lot in AI, which is an unpopular thing, but at least Nvidia is doing it right in the video game industry. And I mean, if you combine the kind of a use of the Joy-Cons as a mouse, if you consider this may be a good successor to the Nintendo Switch 1 in the terms of power, you know, and usability, I think this could be a pretty solid console if you're looking to find like the perfect like Nintendo, or the perfect like Steam Deck OLED with official Nintendo licenses, if you know what I mean. Like, imagine having the whole Nintendo Switch catalog and the new upcoming games. I don't know, let's say Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on the Nintendo Switch. I mean, I think they released the first one on Nintendo Switch 1, or Dying Light 2, or the new Assassin's Creed game. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but so far I cannot give you like the proper answer of whether or not you should get rid of your Nintendo Switch console, you know. I think like if you have like a family member, or if you have kids or your girlfriend or any close friends, you can still own the console and maybe borrow this old Nintendo Switch one, so you can like have more options to play with other friends and share your accounts and share your games, etc., etc. But yeah, I'm still conflicted. I like the design, by the way, of the dock, but more than the design, I'm still an advocate of the idea of using the dock as a GPU expansion, you know? This crazy idea, I've talked about it on previous videos. I've seen it working on PC laptops. I think Alienware has one, I think Lenovo has one, where you can just put like a NVIDIA GPU or an AMD GPU right into an expansion, and that is connected to a PC laptop. I mean, the dock can easily have a functionality to provide like 4K and better frame rate to TVs when it's connected to the dock, you know. Other than that, I still need to know the price tag, I still need to know anything else, but I'm very, very eager to see what's coming in April 2nd. I just find out via Reddit. I just asked like a random user whether or not they are going to do this like meetups to get to play the Nintendo Switch. And also, if you live nearby these cities, just remember that the Nintendo Switch 2 will have an official preview event for Nintendo fans all over the world. And yeah, I'm definitely eager to try it out. I'm looking forward to see what's up with Nintendo, and also most importantly, what's their official lineup. 100% sure they're not releasing a Zelda game on their launch day, you know. They recently released Echoes of Wisdom and Tears of the Kingdom, and I don't see like a new rebranded Zelda game. Maybe they're going to be sketchy and release Wind Waker 4K edition on the Switch 2. Who knows? That will be easier for them. That's 100% doable and possible for them. But also, there's one small division on Nintendo that they may be working on something cool, and it's the team behind the Super Mario Odyssey. They haven't released anything for a while, and they may be working on a Super Mario 3D game on the release of the Switch 2, you know. Super Mario Odyssey was on 2017. I know part of the team was working also on Zelda, but I think 2 to 3 years is more than enough to actually have like a good solid 3D Mario game. Also, Mario Kart 9, it should be a good starter, and a bunch of other like third-party games. Definitely Tekken, I can easily see it there. Cyberpunk, of course. I mean, why not a Star Fox game? Like, but I mean those. Oh, I remember Metroid Prime 4, of course. But will it be ready for launch date? I don't know. My gut tells me the opposite, but I hope so. And finally, I have 3 questions for you. What do you think about the Switch console? Will you get it? And what type of release games will it have? Please dream high and put it in the comments, and I want to know, I want to read your opinion as well. And also let me know if you like this game news section, because nowadays, because I've been very busy trying to study like Korean and settling in this country, I may or may not have like too much time to have like those big production videos that I used to do before, but I like to talk about video games, and this is a good enough spot and less demanding time to do so. So let me know in the comments all those questions, and see you in the next one.